Hi everyone, it's Casey Williams. You might have noticed as compact and subcompact crossovers have become so much more popular, they've also gone up in price. Just last week we had a really basic model. It had an up-level sound system in it, but not a whole lot else. It was $28,000. To me, that seems like a lot of money for a little crossover without much on it. So it kind of begs the question, well, what could I buy for $28,000 that might get me more? Well, if you're willing to go with 4 doors and a trunk instead of a crossover, you might get almost a mid-sized vehicle. It's got all the crash avoidance systems on it. It's got heated and cooled seats in it. It's got an up-level sound system, sunroof, pretty much everything you'd ever want in a car. And if you pick the 2019 Volkswagen Jetta, you also get one that's very stylish. Let's go have a look at it. Well, kicking things off, the Jetta, the design of it's all new for 2019. And to me, it feels bigger, it feels more expensive. I think it's a nicer car. The grille kind of echoes the new Atlas crossover. I think it's just a little bit truckish and a little bit kind of angry looking for a Jetta, but hey, it kind of works okay. LED headlamps, LED driving lamps. Again, gives it a nice upscale appearance. And if you look, there's a lot of sculpting in the hood, a lot of sheet metal forms. I think just give it again. It makes it feel a lot more expensive than what this car actually is. Looks very nice. I also like the sage green metallic paint. I think it looks very nice on the car too, especially with the dark alloy wheels, 17-inch wheels. Again, I think it just kind of fits the car very nice. And typical Volkswagen, there's just not a lot of overabundance of gingerbread on the side of the car, but it's all very nicely done. It's definitely sculpted, looks really good. I kind of like this line that comes off the fender, goes all the way through, right into the C-pillar. Looks nice. This line's very strong. I like the sculpting down the bottom as well. Again, just gives the car an upscale and just very tough, very well made appearance. Come around the back. Again, it kind of gives you that traditional Jetta look. Looks like the last couple of generations of it. Looks nice. They've put the amber lights down below. Turn lamp looks kind of cool. Dual exhaust outlets. And then the trunk is surprisingly large. Actually has an indentation to get that up there. But the trunk's surprisingly large for a car this size. Seats all go down. It's got a pass through, and you have no trouble getting all the stuff in that you need. Well, we might assume there'll be a GLI edition of the Jetta at some point with a higher horsepower engine, but for right now we're stuck with this in this car. It's a 1.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, delivers 147 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. Now that's not going to light your fire off the line or on the highway or anywhere else, but the 184 pound-feet of torque does help. And typical with Volkswagens, it's got an 8-speed automatic transmission in it, so you're going to keep the car right in the right gear range all the time and make the most use of that power. So with the turbo and the 8-speed, what I found in Volkswagens is, they feel just a little bit sluggish maybe around town. But once you get on the highway and you step into the left lane, the car's just crisp, it's got plenty of power, and does a very nice job of getting down the road. And one of the benefits of that smaller engine is fuel economy. This car is rated for 30 miles per gallon in the city, 40 miles per gallon on the highway. And I've heard people that have driven it getting more than that. So I think that's a really good plus for a car like this. Well, Volkswagen historically has been known for its upscale interiors. They just seem very nice and very comfortable. In the last generation Jetta, it seemed like they'd kind of gone backwards, put a lot of hard plastic in the car. You start tapping around the doors, just a lot of hard plastic, has cheapness, really trying to cut cost out. To me, this car really goes back to what they've done historically. It feels like it's, in a class above where it actually is. And you start pushing around here, nice soft here, stitching, doors the same way, the aluminum finish here, the piano black surrounds, or even around the air vents. Yeah, it just feels very nice. Everything feels nice in it. And it's not just looks, the content matches that. You've got heated and cooled leather seats, leather wrapped steering wheel, dual zone automatic climate control, power sunroof, Beats audio system, sunglasses holders, rain sensing wipers, pretty much anything you'd want. This car has definitely got it in it. And look at some of the technology in the car. New touchscreen, and it's sat here in the center dash, and they've kind of wrapped it around the driver now. Again, just feels a lot more Audi-ish, a little more expensive feeling. I think it looks very nice. Volume knob, tuning knob, you swipe through it, anything you want. But I think the big change that they've had in the Jetta that I think you're really going to like is they've got Volkswagen's virtual cockpit. And it really cribs the Audi system, where instead of an instrument cluster, you've got a flat screen that's multi-configurable. So right now I've got it set up, I'm looking at the radio station on it, I can swipe over, the phone connections are in it, vehicle status, driving data, it's got the range on there right now, but you can get the fuel economy, trip information, speedometer if you want it, all that's there. I go over to the assist systems. These are the safety systems for the car. It's got lane keep assist, blind spot monitor, rear traffic alert. It's got the forward crash mitigation system, adaptive cruise control. You can select all that or deselect it here if you want to. You know, if the lane assist is beeping and it bothers you in town when you've got a lot of traffic, you can turn it off and use it when you're on the highway or not as cumbersome. So I think that's just very nice. It's also got the navigation screen that comes up full width. Again, a lot like the Audis have in it. And I think that's just a very nice feature that you can't get in any other car in this class at all. So overall, the interior is roomy. It just feels bigger inside. The back seats have plenty of space. Everything feels well made, and it's certainly lavishly equipped for what this car is. Well, with the little 4-cylinder engine in it, you might be thinking, you know, it's really not a lot of power. It's only 147 horsepower, but you do get the 184 pound-feet of torque. And that combination really makes a nice, smooth little engine that's got plenty of power for, you know, it's a compact car, front-wheel drive compact car. It doesn't need anything more than that. And what I've really found, it's even with the base, you know, Volkswagen Golf we've tested recently, that's plenty of power in a car like this. They gear it right with 8-speed transmission, and you can really get in the left-hand lane on the interstate and run pretty much any speed you'd like to go and have no problems at all. And the car just feels very comfortable. It's got the brakes to back that up. And you get the advantage, you know, of fuel economy. You get 40 miles per gallon on the highway. That's pretty hard to beat in a car like this. But beyond all that, you know, the car's got independent front suspension. It has a torsion beam in the back. So it's not a particularly sophisticated suspension system on a car, but it's typical for a car in this class. And typical of Volkswagen and Audi too is that you can just drive over bumpy roads and the car just rumbles right over it. Doesn't shake, squeak, or creak anything inside the cabin. So, you know, a lot of people say, hey, you gotta have 4 independent suspension. You really don't. And a car like this is fine. And if you didn't read the spec sheet, you'd probably never know it didn't have an independent suspension. But some of the other things I found that I really, again, like about this car on the highway, it's just really driver-oriented. I like the virtual cockpit here in the center. You got it set up for navigation right now. It's fantastic out on the highway. It's fantastic when you're on busy freeways, trying to see where you're going. It's all right in front of you. Very easy to find it. And I really like this design. I like the color. I like the kind of metallic look here. I like the way it's all wrapped around. It's kind of a different design from what Volkswagen's done recently. And to me, it's a little more avant-garde than what they've had. It's a little more cutting edge. But to me, it's just very, very simple to use. Volume, tuning, easy to go through everything. You don't have to look down when you're driving on the road. Very simple to use. But overall, you know, spending a little time in the car now, and looking forward to spending some more time in it this week, and really enjoy what I've seen so far. If you're willing to climb down out of your crossover and consider a compact sedan, you might find a car like the Volkswagen Jetta really offers a lot to you. You know, it's got a lot more features on it. It's got all the crash avoidance systems that another crossover at this price point probably wouldn't have. This has the Volkswagen Virtual Cockpit, which I think is fantastic. Touchscreen, the audio system, just a lavishly equipped car. That's also a lot of fun to drive on the highway. And even better than the crossover is fuel economy. 40 miles per gallon on the highway. I think it's 30 miles per gallon even in the city. So all around, a really nice package. So the Volkswagen Jetta starts at about $18,500, just a little over it. This one, fully equipped with just about everything you could ever put on a Jetta, is still just under $28,000. And at that price point, I think it's a lot of car for the money and a very nice car overall. Well, next week we'll have another fun car. Until then, storm forward.